tuned in to I Am King, the structure of a black man's journey, where we talk all things black men. But as I said before, and many, many other times, any man can get the valuable information that would. Yo, what's good? What's good? Appreciate y'all for joining us, man. We back at it with another episode of I Am King, the structure of a black man's journey. And you got my co-host, E-Dog. What's poppin', Doc?
What it do? What's happening, everybody? Good to be back.
Yeah,
Good to be back on.
exactly,
Talk about something
exactly. So you know how we do, man. Since we back on, dog, we gonna get straight to business, man. Me and you talked a little bit before the show. You had a good topic, man. You wanted to bring up, and you ready to get into it?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Okay, so
Go.
the name of this show, this podcast right here, is called The Vagina Confusion. So when we say vagina confusion, bruh,
Yeah.
I'm curious myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let my dog E-Dog take us on to what that means.
Well, man, we probably gonna have to do a couple episodes on this one, man, because it's a few things that's really, really hot and been hot for a while. One is relationships, makeup, breakups. You and I, man, we ain't never been, ones to gossip. I'm not into that because we're not on the queer side of life, So
Exactly.
that's kind of what they deal. That's kind of what queers deal with, and I don't mean that in any type of disrespect. That's just what y'all do. We don't really do that over here. We might cover a hot topic, but we're not one to gossiping about other folk business. But anyway, the reason why I thought this would be a good subject matter is because I don't know how a lot of you in the audience that grew up, but in our culture now, and this includes me, and when I grew up in the 80s and 90s, late 70s, and until now, my father, man, my pops, man, he worked hard, whatever. We never really discussed sex in a real deep situation, like, son, this is how you're supposed to treat a young lady, da-da-da. And I'm not blaming him for my behavior, because when you know better, you do better. But
Mm-hmm.
when you a youngster at 15, 16, 17, you remember the days when we used to dry hump the sisters, and, we'd be to bust all in our
hell yeah.
pants or whatever.
I remember.
We humping like a mug, you know what I'm saying?
Man, I dry
And,
hump a few little honey dips back in my day,
you know
bro.
what I'm
I was
saying?
the
You
dry
know what I
hump
mean?
king of the block.
Yeah,
I was the
just
dry
humping
hump
it.
king, just humping away, man.
Soon as
Don't
you can
know
get in the corner, yeah.
behind the alley and shit, cause Detroit. If y'all don't know Detroit, man, we got alleys. Uh, we go right behind the alley. Remember them big ass dumpsters? Them big ass
Yeah.
brown dumpsters they used to have? We go right behind that motherfucker. I be humping them all over up on that baby. Come on, baby.
Oh yeah. And it because it's natural for us as human beings to be curious about sex. Some of us had the unfortunate demise of, or experience, should I say, of being molested or messed with, or especially in the black community, that was kind of taboo to talk about a hush hush when your uncle messed with your
Yeah,
aunt, your
absolutely.
cousin, or you messing with your cousin. But that's some real shit, and we can touch on that later. But a lot of times that's where it starts, and I know a lot of women can relate to me when I say that, and some brothers too. Feel me? I was kind of proud of Kevin Gates when he brought that up, because a lot of brothers who think they hard, they don't really want to talk about that.
Yeah,
They don't really want to touch on
yeah.
that
That's a
African
touchy.
Bambaataa
That's a
type of shit.
touchy situation, man. And
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Because it makes people feel some type of way to talk about that. But right now, we're going to talk about vagina and the confusion. The reason I say vagina confusion, because I think a lot of us men are really, and some women too, are confused on what it's for, and
mm-hmm.
what God made it for. You know what I'm saying? And we get the idea in our head early on through different episodes of TV or watching porn or whatever your thing is, to think and even some of these young ladies in the rap era today, like it's no breaks. There's no morals. It's just look at my ass. Look at my look at this camel toe. Look at my nipples. Look at this. And you can see it on every type of dating app, every
It's
type of
everywhere. It's
TikToker, every
everywhere,
type.
man. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. The little sister had a song where she say, "Yeah, my pussy is pink and my asshole brown." That's
Oh,
the first
man.
line of her song. For those of it that's in the know,
Her ass,
I think her name is
asshole
Sexy
brown.
Red or something.
God damn.
Yeah, my asshole brown or my booty hole brown or some bullshit she said. And I said to myself, I said, damn, man, these little young sisters, man, they out here, I mean, back in the day, we used to have to put on a little chase or something, or sometimes you'd get somebody drunk or whatever, you get lucky, play some Marvin Gaye or some Ozzy Brothers, you might get lucky and she really feeling you. But like now, it's like they telling you, look, this is what it is. You got a few dollars, this is what we gonna do, and that's that. And guess what? In an adult situation, okay, but you remember, there's little girls listening to that.
Absolutely.
And there's a confusion about that vagina
Mm-hmm.
and what it's for. It ain't for to be thrown around like a couple rocks or a couple bags of weed or a couple shots of margarita. That the body, the human body is sacred. And even in the Bible, it says there's a lot of sins that are small, but a sin against your body, that's major because there's soul ties adapted to that. There's a lot of situations adapted with having sex. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a big confusion about that. And you know who the author of confusion is, need I say. And it ain't God. You know what I'm saying? So when you think that you can say, well, in lust and sex, man, is where usually a lot of sin starts. Lusting after something, looking at somebody, and we all do it. I do it, you do it, everybody do it. But when you act upon that thing, it brings in all type of confusion. Because you can have sex with somebody and they be like, well, so we go together. And you might be like, no, we don't, but that was fun. Or she might be like, no, we don't, that was fun. But somebody usually going to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people live happily ever after and get married or whatever, but you're supposed to wait. But we've gotten away from that. And now, not only is it a confusion with being in a monogamous relationship or waiting until you get married, but it's a situation to where two women together, two men together, whatever. It's like this big confusion, and it's really profoundly used in America.
Okay.
It's the idea of immorality in America now is at an all-time high. And these young folks, through music, through entertainment, conversation, sexual conversation, we become lustful more than we are when we by ourselves and we just chilling, And I think, man, that not enough people are talking about what it's for, what sex is really for. It's to procreate. It's a beautiful thing. It's for pleasure between a husband and wife, a man and a woman.
Yeah, two
That's
people
what it's
that
for.
genuinely care and love one another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Instead of two people that don't know each other just fucking away. Fucking. So yeah.
And it becomes emotional. It's such an emotional thing. Just think about when you kiss, when you first start kissing, and that led to both of y'all. You're already hot in the ass, as they used to say. That led to feeling on her breast, and she feeling on your piece, and y'all finna get down. It was that kiss. It started that fire. That's how sensual sex is. And sometimes it wasn't even that. Your dick was hard. She bent over and you just stuck it in there and did what you did. But very rarely when we were young did that happen.
Mm-hmm.
It started with the lust of the eyes. You looking at her, she looking at you, whatever. And then the confusion comes in to where we haven't been taught properly what sex is for from a young age. The church ain't doing it. Ain't nobody really doing it. That's what the enemy wants. For us to be confused about what sex is for, what that vagina is really for, what it do. It's to brought down some of the strongest men. It's to made simps out of some of the most rationalist brothers. It's done put brothers in position of, cowardness, and also it's put women in dire needs of a good father because they hot in that vagina, and they give it to a brother who ain't got his life together, not mature, and then now they stuck with a baby and some deadbeat dads. It's a lot of confusion about that. Then some people are aware of what it's about and still do it because there's no discipline.
That's true. But what about the ones that just don't care? What about
Right?
Because I'm assuming it's a lot of folks out here that just don't really care, man. I mean, they get the urge to, stick some or have sex, whatever. They gonna do it. They gonna do it. So
When you're looking at a show, let's just use this. Raising Canaan. Just gonna use that for example. No, let's use Power. Remember when Power first came out, they didn't really have no gay scenes. But your boy Ghost, he was smashing Angela every 5 minutes.
Smashing
The
her. Yep.
Hispanic. I'm talking about that Hispanic chick. He had his dick up in that girl every 5 minutes. Then somebody was smashing his wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what does that do? If you minding your own business, you looking at that like, damn, I won't see. I want some. And a woman who's way more disciplined than we are, they sitting up looking at it like, oh my God. And when you get tired of touching on yourself and you just want some, what does that do?
Well,
you don't run to it.
I will tell you this, and this is just my opinion. I do believe women are more solid in that area. I mean, discipline in that area, or I think that I don't know. You tell me. I think women are more solid and more disciplined in that area when it comes to sexual desires.
The women I've ran into are way more disciplined than me. I could talk to a sister, for days, and we don't talk about sex. But then after a while, she might say something or do something or make a certain noise when she yawning. And then in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, sound like that when she yawning. I wonder what she sound like if I had her bent over. You know what I'm saying? Then run off with that thought. And if you're not, there's a reason why Jesus said, if you abide in me, I'll abide in you. Because if you ain't abiding in that, in the Lord, and even if you are, it's not that hard to break.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not, if you read your Bible every blue moon or you listen to a message every blue moon, that's definitely not abiding in the vine. Okay, let's just get that straight. You go to church once a week on Sunday, that's not abiding in the vine. Abiding in the vine is just like you married to that. You married to the laws of God. And all of us fall deeply,
right,
grossly short of that.
Let me ask you this. So the people that so they're dedicated to God, so that means they will have more discipline in a lot of areas. Basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, someone who's deeply involved with Christ, and I'm gonna go outside and even say this: someone who's deep into their spiritual or religious beliefs, even Islam, even though I don't believe in that or whatever. Hey, I can't just speak for people that are followers of Christ. I have to speak for everybody because everybody don't believe in that, for what I believe. But what I'm saying is, if you truly believe that, it becomes easier. But when you're still struggling, it's very easy to fall astray. That's why he calls us sheep.
Okay.
Sheep have to have a shepherd. Why? So they could be led to where they need to be. Sheep go astray all the time. They just go astray. That's why he refers to us as sheep.
That makes sense.
They all, like sheep, have gone astray. And what happens to sheep when they go astray? They get devoured. The wolves get them. The predators get them. That's what happens. So we get divided by what? The word said man is enticed and drawn away by his own lust. People always talk about the devil, but it's usually you. It starts with you. You and what? Your thought life. If I'm constantly sitting in front of the TV watching sisters with stuff stuck all up in their ass and pussy, and I'm not going to excuse my language for that. I'm gonna be as raw as I can on that one, because that's what they doing. Maybe that's what you can relate to when I say it, just like that.
Well, it's
When they
grown
got
folk.
that street,
I
that's the
mean, this a grown folk channel, man. We, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
yeah. We ain't
it's what
sugarcoating
it
nothing
is.
around here.
It's what it is.
You got people looking all up in there. Oh, you thought you was a man of God. Okay, what that got to do with what I'm telling you about? This is a raw. This is in the raw. You got that outfit, just like that TikTok I was watching the other day, and that white girl, that girl had that package, and I was like, man, that's a little too big for me, but it still looked good.
Right.
And I'm telling you, she was shaking that white chocolate, boy, and it was looking good. I had to check myself and ask myself, okay, let's think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Say you do meet somebody and y'all attracted to each other, and she everything you ever wanted, and he everything you ever wanted. Y'all have a few drinks and go fuck. Then what? Then you find out she got some issues mentally, or you find out that he half crazy. Now you're so tied up with her. She all in with you, or you might not even screw her. You might have just touched that thing a certain way. You might have kissed her on the neck a certain way. So now she's constantly thinking about you sexually. Or you thinking about her because she had a certain outfit on. Then, man, I can't wait to smash. And that's all you think about. Then y'all start talking about it and can't get off of it until you finally connect.
And then what comes after
Okay.
that? After the connection.
Then what comes after the connection, usually, if it's real good, one of y'all might agree to stick around and play around because y'all like that chemistry y'all got in the bed, not knowing that you are in the realm of fornication. You are in danger of hellfire. That's what you're in danger. Whether you want to talk about it or act like it ain't supposed to be or whatever, we can pretend like we don't do the things we do. Oh, God gonna forgive us. God gonna forgive us. But yeah, it says, shall we continue sinning that grace may abound? I don't know. You have to talk to God about that. I ain't the one that's gonna sit. Nobody. God doesn't send anybody to hell.
Well, what
You
about
send
the
yourself.
people? What about the people that will have a different opinion and they say, "Well, Jesus Christ died for our sins"? What about the people that says that?
Well, let's look at it from this perspective. And I'm only going to give you this because it's not about how. When I tell y'all something, for those who don't know me, I don't deal. When I tell you about something, it's never how I feel. Well, that's just the way you feel. And don't come at me talking about, well, that's just what you believe. Of course it is what I believe. But it's also what it says.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what says? In the Bible. That's what I believe in. Okay. Then, even if you don't believe in God, let's look at it from an atheist perspective. You full well know, and science tells you what the reproductive system is for. It ain't for you. That's why you bust a nut. You bust a nut because there's life in the sperm. It ain't for you just to bust off. It's like shooting a gun in the air.
Right.
Why?
Right. It's
Okay, come on. Is that a good example?
That's a hell of an example because
why?
That is there for what reason? You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're a logical thinker like I am and like you is, you have to think, okay, well, God created us so we could have this experience, right? For what? For what? Just to bust off? Nah, it's something in that semen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that makes a lot of sense, bro. But I know that's gonna go over some people's head.
You know why though? Because sin is fun, bro. A lot of people, man, ain't nobody studying pastors or this and that. Listen, man, Let me guarantee you something. Let me guarantee you something, bro. God ain't gonna ask you about your mama, who knocked the nose off the pyramids, Chancellor Williams, Dr. Phil Valentine, Dr. Umar Johnson, and what they said about the destruction of black civilization, the truth about the Moors, if Jesus is white or black or green or brown, do you think he gives a blankety blank about any of that? Your pastor smoked meth and got his dick sucked. Who fucking who in the front row? Sister Sheila stole the money out the treasury. I tell you, there ain't two spots at judgment. It's you and there's God.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing he gonna be concerned about is, did you accept my free gift of my son dying for you on the cross for your sins, or did you not? Depart from me. And by the time he starts saying it, your soul is already going to be in hell. Just that fast.
That's deep.
Just, you're going to be screaming.
That's deep.
By the time your screams reach, you're going to already be there. Okay? Then there's another scary scripture that says, away from me, you worker of iniquity, I never knew you. That fits in the category of us who know better. And what the Bible says, you continue in your sins and you crucify Christ all over again. Can you imagine being a father and you gave your child you gave your child to save someone's life because they were doing a certain thing, and then after they accepted that, they did it again? Just let that sink in. You gave up your 9-year-old daughter. So you gave up her left lung so Johnny can breathe. As soon as he got out the hospital, he smoked a cigarette. Nigga, just think about that.
That's deep.
That's how pitiful we are. That's how pitiful we are. And so you think you just gonna bust heaven wide open and you out there hoeing and sucking and fucking and doing what you want to do, and you just gonna bust heaven wide open? Bro, I ain't put in no effort. I didn't even try. I ain't even say, God, I'm weak in that area. Please help me. Because I'm weak in that area. Most people are. That's why most births, am I saying it right? Most kids that are born out of wedlock. Because we don't give a damn.
That's what statistics
say.
Right.
She's shooting cum everywhere. I'm shooting cum everywhere. And life is in the power of that sperm. And I'm just shooting it all everywhere, but where it belongs. And then when I say that, I ain't talking about just in her vagina. I'm talking about this here. The act of sex is not for the act of sex. It is for a purpose. Okay, now, once you don't want no kids with your wife, blah, 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 I understand that. There's a limit. It's to be enjoyed between two that have committed. Unless the law of your land says you can have more than one wife, you don't have no business with more than one wife. If you're not even married, then this don't even apply to you, because you, my friend, are a fornicator. That includes me. If I fornicate, or anybody,
that includes me.
Perfect.
I'm a fornicator.
Hey, dog. Listen, when Mike Tyson told that girl, "Hey, I don't usually talk to news reporters unless we fornicate." That's the first time I ever heard an entertainer use that word. He didn't say fuck. He didn't say smash. He didn't say screw. That brother said fornicate. You know why? That's the correct word for it. And you know what? That shows that subconsciously he knew better. That's even worse than doing it and not saying nothing.
It still
so
did it.
We have to. It still did it. You know why? Because we weak. We weak, bro. Everybody had a thing they weak in. Some sisters, man, could go years without dick. They either masturbate or they don't even do that. Some sisters could just hold it. But when the last time you met a brother that held that thing for 6-7 years, unless he was in a penitentiary or dead?
Like you say, besides the brothers that's in it penitentiary, No one.
I've never met one personally. I've never met one that could go 7 damn days.
Nope.
Now, when you get older, you get in your 40s, 50s, you know, maybe you can. Most guys could go a little longer. But man, I've never gone 90 days in my entire life without sex unless I was in a joint. I've never that. I've
Well,
never been in a
well,
monogamous relationship
well.
in
I
my whole
have
life,
went.
with the exception
I have personally went. Uh,
90 days.
let me think. Let me think. Probably one or two
Come on,
times in
bro.
my lifetime.
Oh, well, that's beautiful.
One was off a bet. You know what?
Okay.
No. Let me correct that. See, it was so long ago, I kind of forget. But I made a bet with a friend about sex, and he like, nigga, you. So he come over and seen this little honey dip.
Uh-huh.
I used to have him watch the crib when I used to go out on the road. You feel me? I was paranoid for some reason. I don't know why. But I was paranoid about somebody kicking in my door. So I paid this friend to come over and, watch the crib for a day or so when I'm on the road, right? So one day he came over early. I was supposed to go to work that day, and I was kind of late. He said, "That's your problem, man, fucking with these chicks." He seen the honey dip leaving out. He like, "That's your problem, man." I'm like, "Man, fuck you, man. I don't got no problem." He like, "Bullshit, man. You can't go blah 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 without sex." I said, "You want to put your money where your mouth at?" He like, "Bet, $100." I'm like, "Bet." I said, how long?" He said, "Man, 6 months." I said, 6 months, dog. He like, "Yup. If you can't do it, fork over the $100, right?" I'm like, "Man, fuck you. I got it." I did put effort in, bruh. And I did make it to probably 60 days. But he never knew that, right? So basically, I won the bet, but I didn't win the bet. He
Word.
paid me my $100, but nah, I did not go to 60 days. He thought I went to 60 days, but it was just something in me, man. After the 30 days, or the whatever, the 60 days I went, man. I'm like, I got it. It was just in my mind. I gotta get it. And that's when they had the chat lines and all that shit, right? So we was really fumbling around at that time, man. You know what I'm saying? Chat line was way
Right.
better than this social media shit we see today. You feel me? Because you
You had
actually
to have some form of conversation.
exactly that chat line, and everybody that know that chat line, when you connect it, when that thing say bing bing, you talking, you conversating. You really don't even know how they look. You just hoping that they look good. You feel me? You hoping they look decent.
Right.
But the conversation, for the most part, was excellent. I done met a lot of women off of that, just conversational wise, right? But I can tell you this. The few women that I did decide to hook up with, to make a connection with, meet up or something like that, they was decent women for the most part. But I have met some women. I'm like, what the hell did I get myself
Right.
into? But I want to say that I ain't want to take it all off subject, man. But I just thought that was
No. You listen. You right on point. I want to try something, man. So listen. I'm gonna say some words, and I want you to Google it, the definition of it as I say it,
okay.
so we can relate it to what the purpose is of sex, and to get confusion out in the open of what people are actually doing in that realm.
Okay.
Feel me?
Okay.
So the first word I want you to look up is sexual immorality.
Okay.
And tell us what it say.
Oh. Okay. Sexual immorality is the selling off of sexual purity. And
Mm.
it involves any type of sexual expression outside the boundaries of a biblically defined marriage relationship.
Mm.
Sexual
Say that one
immorality.
more time. Do that. Say that first piece one more time.
Sexual immorality is the selling off of sexual purity and involves any type of sexual expression outside the boundaries of a biblically defined marriage relationship.
Wow, the selling off of the purity. Man, bro, that is so cold blooded, bro. That is so cold blooded, bro. Let's deal with that for a few seconds. So every time I participate in an act of fornication or adultery
Lust.
or fucking,
Mm-hmm.
lust,
Mm-hmm.
fucking, okay, what I'm doing is I'm selling off my purity. I hope some young ladies hear this, man, some young men. Bro, I tell my kids this all the time. But listen, when we were young, bro, and we were deceived to think that that's an automatic thing that we supposed to do, that's the deception. That was the seed of us selling off
Mm-hmm.
our purity.
Mm-hmm.
What we were listening to. Don't stop, get it. Don't stop, rock with it.
Yeah, and what we
Put
were
her in the
and what we
bug.
was influenced by, and the shit we
Yeah,
seen
what
with
we was
our own
influenced.
eyes, and you know what I'm
Come on,
saying.
bro.
Your
Come on.
friends and
Come on,
shit,
come on.
you know, doing it, and we trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to be in the in
Yeah.
crowd, quote unquote. Yes, yes.
Those conversations we had. Look at Cheryl. Cheryl got some big ass titties. God damn. Look at her ass. Da 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 da. All of that sexual talk, that is part of the seed of sexual immorality. Listen, sexual talk, sexual conversation. There's another definition. I'm gonna get it in a minute. But any type of when I'm on the phone, man, I'm famous for this. You know, that thing of seduction or what they call seducing spirits, whatever seduction. I was good with
That's
that.
a gift. That's a gift.
Manipulation.
That's a gift for
Yeah, you
yours.
know what I'm saying? That talk,
Seduce,
that golden
seduce,
tongue.
seduce.
Yeah, seduce.
With your
Yeah,
vocal,
seducing.
with your language. You
Yeah,
got
with your vocal.
seductive
Yeah, with your
language.
language.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Seductive language. You know, you
right.
catch a sister late night or even
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of the day. What you got on, baby? Real, how that thing feeling? So and so and so and so. And we get to talking. I know if I made love to you, blah, blah, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then they get, I draw a picture of sexual immorality in the canvas of their imagination. Next thing you know, they touching that thing, they busting. I'm
Mm.
busting, they busting. Then when we get together, what you think we gonna do? Have some tea? Go play golf?
Exactly.
Oh no, we smash. We getting down to it. We busting.
Y'all go
Okay,
farther
so
that experience, that mental experience that
go
y'all
far.
already
Yeah, that
had.
mental
So
experience.
y'all
It all
trying to
starts.
take it there now. Yeah.
Yeah, the thought is the cause of it all. First is just like the Bible said, the lust of the eye. I saw that girl, and you know what I said to myself? I want her. I want it. I want it.
Mm.
And then once I want it, and I'm saying that correctly for you listener. That's not the proper way. Yeah, it is because I said it is. Nah, whatever. I won't sit. You know what I'm saying? So once you won't sit, then what you do? You start laying down that foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wonder what she into. I done listen to what color she like, where she want to travel to. Blah. I done listen to all that fluff stuff because I'm trying to get down to business
Right. Cause
with that pussy, baby.
that's the
With that.
part of the seduction is to find out what she
Yeah.
like and what she don't like. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That triggers
Yes.
the woman to like, oh, I wanna like pursue this a little bit more. You feel me? Cause you saying the right
Right.
words to her. That's why cats in prison be writing those fucking love letters and be getting these women all tangled up in their emotions.
Yup. Yeah. I know. I used to do it. That
Mm.
was my hustle in the penitentiary. I was so good at it. The dudes would pay me. This is a true story. Dudes would give me a picture, and they call me True. They say, "Hey, True, I'm gonna give you this picture. I want you to draw. I want you to write a story of me making love to her or fucking her or I want you to write me a story, man, passionate. And they used to pay me to do that. And then guys would pay me to write their wives because they couldn't read or write good, to try to help them get their wives back. That was a gift. I should have been using it in a positive way, but that's the way I knew how to use it. And that's why I'm speaking on how wrong it is. Because, see, sometimes you could pull the wrong person in and get some results that you never expected. You feel me? Might end up on Snap or 48 or whatever because they couldn't handle it. You messed with somebody whose mental capacity wasn't all there, and you stepped into an arena and you became a part of the Vagina Confusion. You didn't come a part of the solution. You became confused on what that's for, on what set. And the reason I use vagina because that is the ground in which the seed goes. That is the birthplace of righteousness or unrighteousness. Righteousness in the bed in the realm of marriage. Unrighteousness in the realm or land of sexual immorality. Okay, next word. Look up lasciviousness.
Okay, now you're going to have to help me with that spelling, my nigga.
I think it's LAC.
Hold on,
LAC.
Hold on. We get close to it. Okay, lascivious. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me hit this.
Lascivious.
Okay. Let's go to the meaning of what that is. Reflecting or producing sexual desire or behavior, especially that is considered indecent or obscene.
Say that again.
Reflecting or producing sexual desire or behavior, especially that is considered indecent or obscene.
Okay. So that's more of like picturing that in your mind. Somebody I know, not gonna mention no name, sent me a video of this nice, pretty young sister. And about the end of the video, she pulls down her shorts, and you can see that. I knew where it was going. I cut it off, and I sent him a video of Agnes D.
Yeah, well, that's that. Well, that's the perfect example of lascivious behavior.
Exactly. I sent him a praise and worship video. Why? Because I'm weak in that area, bro. I knew better than when she started pulling her shorts down, and she bent over and that cat started. I said, "All right, get out of there, get out of there, get out of there."
A lot of us are weak in that area, man. A lot of us, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. The fact that a man can admit that he's weak in that area says a lot, because lascivious, right, has been the cause in many cases of a person stepping out of their marriage, right, their marriage into fornication, right? And you know where that leads. Down an empty goddamn corridor. You feel me? That's where that leads at, Em. I mean, marriages are ruined. Because of this. And most women, once you cheat on them, it's pretty much done, man.
Bro, when you see a TikTok,
most women, you cheat on them, it's over, dog. And then some women, you could just constantly cheat on them and cheat on them and cheat on them and cheat on them. You know what I'm saying? But a solid, logical woman that knows what she want and she felt that pain, man, she gonna move on. She might try to make it work, but would it ever work? It ain't gonna work without, God's help. That's for sure. It ain't gonna work because you gotta put your all in that, man. And, once you cross that boundary, you feel me? Once you have crossed that boundary, man, in order to repair that, man, shit, you gotta put a lot of work in, man. And you can't
Yes,
expect just because you say, "Oh, I'm sorry." "Oh, I'm sorry, baby. It never happened again." That she's supposed to say, "Okay." That ain't gonna work.
bro. You hitting it because see, man, it's so many series that could come off of this, bro. It's so deep in so many areas because when you look at social media and you might see a buffalo and an elephant or something, you go, oh, that's interesting. But then here comes Sheila. She got this little V-cut jean top on. You can see almost all her breasts. Only thing covered is her nipple. Then you see this little sexy rapper, her titties out. She got something stuck all up in her ass. What does that do? That opens the eyes to the pride of life, to sexual immorality, to seducing spirits. Because when you meet a sister like that, the first thing on your mind is not, hey, how you doing? It's, hey, how can I fuck you inside your subconscious? That's
Yeah,
your
yeah,
dick.
yep,
Your brain,
yep,
brain don't even talk it.
yep.
Listen, your heart ain't talking. Your dick is automatically like, listen, say something to get me inside that vagina.
I like how she
Nigga,
look.
say
Damn, I
something.
wanna smash her.
Bruh, I need for you to say something, but I need to be between them cheeks. Say something, nigga. Damn, what you waiting on?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? She wants it. I don't care. You gonna respect the queen? Are you a queen? Name me one queen. Go back and look at for all you Egyptology geniuses and people who suck up behind the whole Egypt way of life. Yeah, I might have lost some of y'all with that
You
because
did.
the Egyptians were cursed.
You did.
They were cursed. Okay, let's just put that out there. But anyway, go back and look at anything that were queens, anyone that were queens in that era, and find me somebody who was out there like these sisters out there now.
You won't find it.
Everywhere.
You won't find it.
You're busting wide open,
You won't
dropping
find
it
it
like it's hot, and you want me to call you a queen? First of all, even if you wasn't doing that, everybody can't be the queen over a kingdom.
Absolutely
Most people are not kings and queens.
And you better
Maybe
believe if that queen was doing some freaky shit, you wouldn't have never heard of it.
They would have stoned her.
But you wouldn't have never heard. She wouldn't have put it out there. You feel me? She wouldn't have put it out there. That was some shit she was gonna go toward grave with because, like they say, all black women ain't queens. But it's crazy how they try to label themselves, and it's no disrespect to black women or any woman for that matter. But all women,
right?
You got to carry yourself in a certain way to even be considered. And this is what they fail to realize. How could you become a queen if a king haven't appointed you a queen? You get a king, right? And he gets a wife, right?
Right.
She becomes queen, right? That is the structure of it. Most women, black queen this, black queen that. But then you doing shit that's unqueenly. Is that a word? Unqueenly?
Your uncleanliness, okay.
No, unqueenly.
Oh, queen, I don't know. It
is now.
It is now.
But you're doing shit to reflect the total opposite. But you call yourself a queen. But you want people to respect you as a queen. You want people to conversate and approach you as such. But then the same person that, expect all this, you get on their social media, they half-ass naked, pictures are ass front, you feel me? Hey man, and like I say, all tight shit, the thirst catcher, you feel me? The thirst catcher, you feel me? Because these simps is gonna praise that type of behavior. Where
or attention thoughts.
Yeah.
Attention thoughts.
Yep, same thing. Yep. And then the simp's gonna praise it. Where the logical man, right? The logical man, he gonna sit back and he gonna look. You know why? Because she's a woman, right? Okay. Men are attracted to women. The divine nature. Men are attracted to women. So the man that's attracted to women is going to look at beautiful women, right? And they're going to look. Now, when that woman, whether how she look, beautiful or not, when she brings that type of unwanted attention, right? That logical, solid brother, he gonna be like, yeah, well, she ain't for me. She ain't wifey material. I play with her or I chill with her, but I ain't marrying this woman. I'm not gonna marry her. I don't want her to be the mother of my child. I don't want to bear kids with this woman because her reputation or what I perceive is not politically correct. But then you find a lot of women unmarried. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm talking about like 35 on up. Take it on up. Let's take it to 60. Let's take it to 60. 35 to 60. You finding more women that's unmarried. And the crazy part about that, they never been married. Okay? That's the sad part about it. But then you look at the ones that, been through a divorce. Okay, I understand relationships, you know what I'm saying, might not, whatever. Maybe because you went into that relationship and you didn't have good purpose. That relationship wasn't blessed by the higher power, which is God himself. You understand what I'm saying? So you went in it for all the wrong reasons. So
when two people lay down, you ever mess with somebody, bro, and when even though y'all don't get along whatsoever,
the sex
you can't
is good.
stop fucking her.
The sex is good. Yeah.
You can't stop fucking. Yeah. You know why? That soul tie is so strong with that particular person. People say vibe. They throw that word of vibe around like what's your boy that made that song? Love, so many people use the name in vain. Love. You know what I'm talking about, that artist?
Yeah.
My brother.
Yeah.
Listen.
That's Music Soul Child. That's Music Soul Child.
Yeah, Music Soul. My brother, no disrespect, Music Soul Child. One love.
Yeah, you butchered that.
I couldn't. I did, because you know what?
Damn,
you know why? He has a very unique voice.
Yes. Hell of a singer. Hell of a singer and songwriter.
Like Charlie Wilson or Will Dot.
Mm-hmm.
Certain voices you ain't gonna be able to imitate, like Michael McDonald or something. You can't imitate that. But anyway, that same thing. Love, and that word vibe. If we vibing, I've done it. I use it. When you say vibing, what do you mean? Vibing.
Right. Because most of us use it out of context.
Listen, most of the time it's used as a word of seduction.
Mm.
If I'm seducing you right and you seducing me right, most women say, "Oh, you wrong." What I mean by that is we getting along. Getting along what? Until we comfortable enough to fuck?
Right.
You feel me? Listen, the reason I'm saying that, because most of the time that's how it is. We're not on here, man, to sugarcoat y'all to come in the inbox and go say, well, y'all wrong in that area because for me, blah, 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 blah. Okay, if the shoe don't fit,
you can't wear it.
Walk on, look, walk on by. It's cool.
Right.
I ain't trying to be an ass. I'm just saying, this is for people who think that sex is for fun outside of the marriage bed. It's not. I know how good it feels, what it looked like, but you, my friend, are deceived. You are deceived.
You know, man.
To think that that's just like playing another game of pool.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
You ever heard that
that's
song?
Why somebody,
You ever heard that song by Dead Prez? It's called Mind Sex. I think I sent that to you one time.
Oh man, that's beautiful.
That's
beautiful
dope. That song basically, and them brothers very talented. That song basically describes a man and a woman. Hell, baby, I'm looking at you. Yeah, I want to fuck you. But before we even get to that point, I want to know what's in your mind, what you thinking, what you like.
Right.
I want you to
Right.
know what I like and what I don't like. You feel me? I
Right.
want us to get
Right.
to know each other. Not me just getting to know you, but you getting to know me as a person. And then
Right.
once we get to that point, then that union right there will be special. That's what that means.
Right.
Because
Right.
as you see it now, even when a brother do lust for a woman, she care less. If she looks at him in a desire as if, yeah, I fuck him, more than likely she gonna fuck him. But she don't know nothing about this brother. You feel me?
Right.
And most men, now you tell me am I wrong on this, M? Most logic thinking brothers already know once he get to talking to a female for a little period of time, he already know her wants and needs. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, and she already know if she gonna smash or not. They mostly know. A woman can talk to you for a few minutes and look at you when you first meet her and know right then if she gonna smash or not. She just trying to figure out when she gonna give you something and how you gonna feel about it. If she don't care how you gonna feel about her, if she a thought and she don't care how you feel about her, she just want to get her smash on, hoping that you'll stick around. She'll take that chance. Or it might be a sister that ain't had nothing in a while. She's like, you know what? I choose this dude to get my groove on with. You know what I'm saying? But it still doesn't make it right.
I
It
rem-
still doesn't make it
you
right.
know
It's
what,
like
man?
we don't have no discipline.
No discipline. I remember this when I was in high school. It was this chick. I ain't gonna say no names. And she was pursuing the brother. Heavy, my nigga. Heavy. I'm like, I didn't even find her interested, right? I wasn't even interested in her until she started talking that sexual shit. And then one place
Right.
in my mind opened up. I'm like, damn, maybe I could fuck her. Maybe I could enjoy this shit, right? And the more and more I seen her, the more and more shit talking she did. And I'm like, bitch, I'm gonna fuck you. You know what I'm saying? The first chance
Right.
I get, let's smash. So mom's had to work, right? I'm like, listen, check it out. I'm gonna go ahead and go to school for half a day. You come on through. She came on through, smashed her. It wasn't about nothing. You feel me? She felt my energy afterwards, right? She felt the
Right.
energy. We doing shit grown folks supposed to be doing. We ain't supposed to be fornicating like that. But we did. And she felt the energy from me. So she tried to turn it around, right? They go say, yeah. She told her girl, she's like, yeah, I talked to blah, blah, blah. She said the sex wasn't nothing. Oh, is that what she said? Okay. Yeah, she just flipped the script. She knew I wasn't feeling her like that. So she tried to get the upper hand on me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I walked past this chick after that. She mean mud me. You know what I'm saying? I look at her, dog, with my little grin and smile at her, man, and keep it moving. But she hated it though, bro. So she put that negative thought out there about me. And do she not know by her saying that she helped me smash a little bit more checks? You feel what I'm saying, dog? Look, yeah, she
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
girl, she like telling her little friends, yeah, she said the sex wasn't nothing. Would you want to try it out? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So you thinking you
Yeah.
driving attention away from a nigga? You done drove attention right to a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And what we do at that age, fornicate like a motherfucker. We don't know no better, dog. Back then, the game was smash
Right.
as many as you can. That's what it was back then. I admit that. I sinned, dog. I sinned back then. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I know God go ask me questions about that. Even though I was a minor, right? You know what I'm saying? But still, I sinned, fucking, just to be fucking. The lustful thoughts
Yeah. Yeah.
of a man
Yup. Yup.
and his desires, dog.
Yeah. Yup.
And a woman's
And
desire.
man, this type of thing, man, has gone on since the beginning of the time. But at this point right now, when you look at the act of sex as a whole, or sexual immorality as a whole, through entertainment, through music, through any type of thing, conversation, even go out with somebody, the whole goal is sex for most people. Okay, it ain't even a relationship, it's sex. Women will say that, oh, I'm looking for a relationship. And men will lie so they can fuck her. And then sometimes some people are sincere, but very few times. If you 50 and you still busting good, still piping good, shoot, you ain't trying to settle down. You know what I'm saying? You like, shoot, this thing still work good. I'm trying to see what it do. And you know where that comes from? Many, many years of being deceived. Many, many years of not knowing the consequences of sin. Many, many years of not abiding in the vine. Many, many years of thinking that you belong to Christ, but you really don't.
Mm.
You really don't. Listen, let me give you an example. If you think, and I'm talking about, man, God, when it comes to say God know our heart, yes. But it comes a time, man, where you have to put down the childish things of the world. And one of the childish things in the world is being confused about vagina.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Okay? And listen, sometimes we can get confused. Why? Because every time we turn our head, it's right there on everything you see.
Talk that
it's
shit.
It's there, and
Talk
you want
shit,
it.
nigga.
And you want it. You want it.
And you gonna get it most of the time. You gonna get it.
And most of the time, you gonna get it. So what do we gotta do? We gotta draw nigh to thee. In other words, we gotta stop being too busy for God. We gotta stop being too busy for relationships with Christ. And we gotta stop being too arrogant to think that we play for the Lions, but we really play for the Cardinals. You understand? You can't sign a contract with the Lions and go play for the Cardinals. Why would you think that they're gonna when they go to the Super Bowl that you going? That's about as ridiculous as when they win this year. Dick Barry Sanders say, "I want shit. I want a championship ring, Negro. Where were you? You been gone." And I'm not shitting on Barry. That's one of my favorite. That's my favorite running back of all time, next to Jim Brown. I'm just saying that he would even say, right, you could agree with me right now. That would be ridiculous. If you don't show up to practice and you don't play no games, what makes you think you get in the ring? You play for the Cardinals. That ain't even a football team.
Wow.
Nigga. You understand? So it's like we need to stop deceiving ourselves as if we living for one thing or we playing on one team, but we creeping around with the other team. It ain't even in the same league. It ain't even the same sport.
Wow.
But listen, let me tell you something, man. One of the main things of the enemy is to deceive and confuse. To deceive, man, that's one of the biggest things in the world. Listen, Lauryn Hill made a profound statement when she made that Unplugged album. And she said, the first line of that song, she said, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Lord, I was going to believe in you, but I didn't have my life right. I needed to get my life right first. Depart from me. Lord, I was going to be this way, and I was going to go to church and be this and be obedient to you, but the pastor wasn't right. Depart from me. Lord, I didn't want to cheat on my wife, but she got fat. Depart from me. My husband, I know he gave his life to me, but His dick didn't work no more. Depart from me. That's why I was fucking his brother. Bro, you can't possibly believe that you saved. If you living in iniquity. You know, let me just say this. People probably going to say, well, you think you perfect. I know you drop off. Listen, man, there's a difference. This is very important what I'm finna tell you. Sin and iniquity are not the same.
Okay,
Does
explain.
the Bible say, listen, man, iniquity means that you are living in open sin. Like, okay, for example, you met Big Shirley. She was sexy. Y'all had a few drinks and y'all bust down like a porno, right? But then, that's sin. If you go pack your bags and move in with Big Shirley and you busting her down every day, that's iniquity. That means, sin means you missed the mark. Iniquity means, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. That's what that, in other words. Iniquity means, man, I'm straight. God saved me. I'm good. I ain't even going to try. I'm just whatever. Now, there comes a times in our lives where we so weak that we get sucked into that, and we had grace to a certain extent. That's where the part where God knows your heart comes in. He knows if you're struggling with that, if you've been deceived and some dude that sucked you in or some woman that sucked you in, and he knows where your heart at. You're trying to get out. You might be on dope, and you want to quit, and then you quit for a couple of days, and you quite can't get it, or you on alcohol or whatever your thing is, or gambling or porno or whatever. He knows your heart. Yes, he does. But, man, when you start living in that and you just give up and you don't have no regard, say, man, for people who live in that and don't know God, they really don't know, I will go out on a limb and say he will have some grace on you because you really don't know. You know what? You know why I base that on? Because in the book of 2 Peter, it says it's better for you not to know. That's verifying what I'm saying. This ain't about how I feel. Than to know and continue in sin. It's like a dog returning to his vomit and a pig to wash his wallow in the mire. That means for a pig to just go wash itself all up in your past, all up in the smut of the world.
Wow.
Better for you not to have known than to crucify Christ. Every time you live in iniquity, it's like you taking the cross of Christ and turning it upside down. And we know what that means.
Wow.
We know what that means. And as you mature and we fall in love with God, I'm talking to me too, man, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to preach to you. I am preaching to you, but I ain't preaching to you. What I'm saying is the vagina confusion is confused because Satan is the author of confusion. That's what I'm saying. You understand? And we've been deceived to think that we can play with something that's so precious and so beautiful for a husband and a wife and take it and put it anywhere we want to put it to make it be with everything we want it to be than what the person that created it, whatever you think that is, whoever you think that made it. Now, for y'all, those of you who don't believe in God, carry on. Carry on.
And then it's so much
every
more.
Action,
Go on. I'm sorry, bro.
So much more.
I'm sorry.
Listen, it's so much more, bro. Listen, where I want to touch at, again, maybe on our second series, but where I want to touch on this, man, as we bring this thing on in, is that you can't fool your own heart. We know in our hearts, man, when something is wrong, we need to take action. It ain't easy. Because sin is fun. You don't think I want to take a sister out that look good and bust her down? Absolutely. But guess what? God going to hold me accountable for that, man. Absolutely. And ain't no telling what might come out of that.
Absolutely.
Ain't no telling what might come out of that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like Ice-T said, it's always fun in the beginning, but it's pain in the end. It's pain in the end. Like I quoted that same song on our very first thing. You know what I'm saying? Young Street Messiah, professional life. 19, got a Benz, 21, I retired. Pain. Pain. So where did that come from? It didn't come from when you was a gold rope wearer, neighborhood terror, couldn't hang around your mother because you said I scared. She said I scared. It came in the end. Pain. I only got 9 years left. Pain.
That's deep.
Bruh, we don't think about the consequences. And then you got, with seduction, there's many tools of seduction. There's so many things, man, that could go on. Remember when we used to go to Belle Isle, bro, and we used to pull up on the little chicks and spit our little game?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what it was.
Mm-hmm. Gang.
That's just game. Remember when Too Short said, sunshine, convertible tops. You call them rags. We call them drops. You ride black balls. We ride bows. You got a girlfriend. We pimp hoes. You say I'm fake. I say you're smoking. I'm just an old player from Oakland. Just like a tag team riding the strip. I'm not a no-good punk. I didn't make you flunk. I didn't tell the whole world your pussy stunk. I put the Mac in your life. I could have Macked your brother. You know what I'm saying? That whole, man, when I first heard Too Short, and no cap on Too Short, man. No cap on that brother. He do what he do. But at the end of the day, bro, that whole lifestyle, learning the words to that song was a part of the tools in my tool bag to mac on a chick and do this. And people might say, man, you sound like a lame or a simp. No, man, I just growed up, bro. That's all.
That's all. That's all.
Hey man,
at our age, man, if you still doing the same old shit you did when you was in your 20s or your 30s, then you're the problem. Then you're the problem.
Absolutely. Talk to me.
I'm in my goddamn 50s, man, and I can look back on my years, and then I can pinpoint, as far as my mind is solid, my motherfucking mistakes. And I know not to do those things in my fucking 50s. That's part of growing up. Mentally, you have to grow the fuck up. Period. But see, you know, that is one thing, man. Why we drop content on I Am King, man. We might not be for everybody. We not everybody's cup of tea, man. But so the logical thinkers, I know they appreciate the content. We talk adult things. We talk what adults talk about. We talk about those things, those thoughts that resonate into, you know, us having a conversation like how we do on this podcast to enlighten the people, man. You know, so if y'all don't know by now, y'all know now. You know, so, but like I said, man, on this topic, man, we could touch on a lot of shit that's off of this. That's just off of this same type of thing, man. We've been talking about for the last hour. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, let's bring it home with this here, man. Everybody that's given us the privilege to have some of your time today, we appreciate you. Everybody that has took time out of their life, and life is precious, man, to listen to me and my brother this evening, or whenever you get it, you know, we post this up. We appreciate you and thank you in advance. We ask for you to like and subscribe. We ask for you to be patient till we start shooting live shows where we can interact with y'all better, because we just get started on this journey. It's going to be a beautiful journey if the Lord allow us to be here that long. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, for everybody that's listening, man, we got love for you, and we want to, you know, open your mind and broaden your horizons. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a cold world out here. Mm-hmm. And we lost. A lot of us, we lost. We lost in our sin. We lost in our own way of thinking. We lost in the confusion of who God is and what his purpose is in our lives. But most of all, dealing with the things of sexual immorality, the vagina confusion, the confusion about what it's for. What's the purpose of it?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I pinpointed that word or that particular body organ is because, man, look, there's a lot of power in
That shit has caused.
it.
That
Bruh,
shit has
bruh,
caused
bruh,
devastation.
bruh,
It has
bruh,
caused
bruh.
that thing right there
Oh my God.
has
Oh
caused
my
a
God.
beautiful situation to blossom, but
Oh
it
my God.
also
Oh my
have
God.
caused a lot of
Oh my God.
fuckery in the world. That right there.
Bruh. Bro,
So
you know what's crazy? Is that I can say all of this, what I'm saying, and be talking to a sister, and we be talking about, yeah, did you read that part? And Dr. Hiram Clark's this, and did you see his, and did you see here that this and that, and all of this positive stuff? And then I'll be like, damn, girl, what panties you got on? That's how, dog, I'm, you got big nipples. Like, just that quick, your mind can slip off
all day.
into the fuckery
We are
if
all
you not
victims of that.
abiding in the
We
vine.
victims of
Bruh,
that, man. So
it's so I have done it. Bro,
yeah.
your flesh, listen, I'm gonna say this another thing the Bible says. The heart is deceitful above all things. God know my heart. Yeah, he knows it's deceitful above all things. Okay? That's what he knows. Man, only God can judge me. Oh, he's gonna do it. Believe me. Okay. All of this stuff that we think that we give excuses for our weak behavior is foolishness at its finest. Let me just be the first to say that as a 51-year-old
Mm-hmm.
black male
Mm-hmm.
coming out of an area in the United States where there was absolutely treacherous. Detroit, Inkster, Taylor, Romulus, Metro, the Detroit metro area. I'm from the motherfucking impossible, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Most of the people we grew up with, they ain't even here no more.
You
Am I am I
100. You
am I lying,
100.
bro?
That's 100.
Bro, it ain't even here. I come from a place that you better be having your pistol at in certain areas when you pump your gas on a Sunday in the daytime. You understand me?
Absolutely.
Right? So I know what I'm talking about. We grew up in that area of pimps, Max. The first black movie I ever seen was Superfly Negro. You know what that means? For those of y'all who old enough to know what that is, that movie is 51 years old this year. Came out in
Wow.
May, my birthday month
I
of
didn't realize it.
1972.
I didn't realize that movie is that
51
old.
years
Wow.
old. That's how old it is. That movie is half a century. It's a cult classic, just like
Wow.
the Mac and everything else. Even something as so-called innocent is that movie with Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby, Uptown Saturday Night. But that lifestyle, that same lifestyle, bunch of pimps in that movie, pimping and macking and hoeing and all of that stuff, man. That's part of what we talking about, the
Mm-hmm.
vagina confusion.
Mm-hmm.
Now people say, well, it's always gonna be hoes and bitches and this. Let a nigga do what he gotta do. Sure, but just make sure you can cover the tab when you pass away, my nigga.
Exactly.
Because it's something. It's remember, whatever your tab is when you die, it's forever.
And you know what?
Always
And
remember
then
that.
you be
Forever.
responsible for your actions and your movements. That's for one. You take
Hey man, listen,
accountability
if you
for
can
that.
cover the tab, by all means, if you can cover the tab, do what you gotta do.
Mm-hmm.
I ask God for this grace and mercy, because I know my throwed off crazy motherfucking ass. I know me. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? God know me better. And he steady making changes. I ain't where I wanna be, but I ain't what I used to be. You
I
did?
dig that. You know, hey
Amen to
man,
that.
amen, man. But you know what? As we say, man, we come with a transparent guide. You know what I'm saying? Most of the shit we talk about is the shit that me and you talk about off the motherfucking radio. You feel me? This is true life shit, and we coming in a way to where we can bring those thoughts to the people. You feel me? Because if we think
Right.
it, other people might think it. You know what I'm saying? And we try to be transparent in the way that we deliver our information. We're an open book. You know what I'm saying? We ain't hiding shit. We truthful, and that's what we about right here on I Am King. So on that note, people,
Yeah. And for all, hey look, and for all our Bible thumpers that say we cuss too much, uh pray for us. Thank you.
on that note, my brother, you got Big Boss Semi, and you got E Dog. I am King. On that note, peace out.
Much love.
Peace.
Much love.
Till next
Peace.
time.